Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Nick Menken here with Splash Sports. Today is August 17, 2024. I don't have a recap since I am recording this one a bit early. Told you yesterday that I was out headed to Vegas here, so I am pre-recording this. If any matchups do happen to change, make sure to give this video a comment to make sure that this game is still valid and still on. As of right now, they have pitching matchups here for Saturday, so we're going to roll right into this. Remember, on this show, all we care about is the first 6 outs of the ball game. Plain and simple. A NRFI means no runs first inning, while YRFI means yes runs first inning. But before I get into those free plays, you know what to do. Smash that like button for me and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure to toggle on that notification button. That way, every time I drop another video, you guys will be notified right away. All right, let's take a look here at Saturday's game. Starting off with game number 1, we got the Washington Nationals taking on the Philadelphia Phillies here. For the Washington Nationals, they'll have Mackenzie Gore on the mound. He's 7-10 currently this season with 120 innings of work. Does have an ERA sitting at a 4.5 here, 130 strikeouts, as he is averaging a strikeout here per inning and 60 earned runs on the season for Gore. He'll be matched up here in Philadelphia versus the Phillies. Christopher Sanchez, 8-8 on the season, 131 innings of work. Does have an ERA sitting at a 3.63, 104 strikeouts and 53 earned runs. You look at Mackenzie Gore, he has back-to-back starts that have a loss there against the Angels in his last performance, where he went 4 innings of work, 5 hits, and no earned runs. Back-to-back starts with both being losses for Mackenzie Gore in his last 2 outings. Then Christopher Sanchez picked up his 8th loss in his last performance against the Arizona Diamondbacks. They're going 4.2 innings of work, 12 hits, and 7 earned runs. Right now, the Phillies just haven't been playing good whatsoever. 5-5 in their last 10 games. They're offensively, they continue to struggle, but have shown signs of improvement, especially playing back at home. They had a bad stretch on the road where they got banged up. They went back home. They ended up winning the series against the Miami Marlins there, but didn't look sharp as they lost the first game of that series 5-0, then turned around, took 2 from the Miami Marlins, got the Nationals here today. I'm expecting their bats to absolutely wake up, especially on Mackenzie Gore here, as he likes to give up runs early in ball games. I know he's a southpaw left-hander, and you got a lot of lefties in this Philadelphia Phillies lineup, but I'm looking at more so Trey Turner, especially being a right-handed hitter, to get over on Mackenzie Gore in this first inning there. I think the Philadelphia Phillies will scratch a run on Gore here in game number 1. That's between the Nationals and the Phillies. We are smacking the YRFI yes runs first inning. Let's roll into game number 2 between the Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Chicago Cubs here. For the Toronto Blue Jays, they got Chris Bassitt, 9-11, 134 innings of work. Does have an ERA sitting at a 4.3. 129 strikeouts. He's just under a strikeout here per inning and 64 earned runs on the season for Bassitt. He'll be matched up here in Wrigley versus Justin Steele. 3-5 on the season, 114 innings of work. Does have an ERA sitting at a 3.16. 112 Ks on the season, just under a strikeout here per inning and 40 earned runs for Steele on the season. You look at what Chris Bassitt has done. He picked up his 11th loss of the season in his most recent start against the Oakland Athletics, where he only went 4 innings of work, 8 hits, and 7 earned runs for Chris Bassitt, having a down year here as of late. And then Steele, on the other hand, hasn't picked up a win or a loss in his last 2 starts, last being against the Chicago White Sox, where he went 6 innings of work, 6 hits, and no earned runs. I know Steele will be solid, especially pitching back at home, a day game in Wrigley, where the Cubs absolutely thrive at home when there is a day game. They play their best baseball. And then Chris Bassitt, I'm expecting Chris Bassitt to have somewhat of a bounce-back game. This guy has been not so good whatsoever in about a month or so. He's a good enough pitcher with good enough stuff. He's got to be careful getting behind hitters. When he gets behind hitters, he struggles, leaves balls up in the zone, especially 2-1, 3-1 counts, and the opposing team does damage on Chris. If Chris could get off to hot starts, fill up the strike zone, and work ahead of hitters, I think he will have success early on against the Cubs. That's why in game number 2, between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Chicago Cubs, we are smacking the NRFI. No runs first inning. Throw into our third and final game between the Atlanta Braves taking on the Los Angeles Angels here. For the Atlanta Braves, they got their guy Chris Sale on the mound. He's 13-3, 134 innings of work. Does have an ERA sitting at a 2.61, 177 strikeouts, easily over a strikeout here per inning, and 39 earned runs on the season for Sale. Sale. He'll be matched up here in Los Angeles versus Griffin Canning. 4-10 on the season, 128 innings of work, does have a higher end of an ERA, sitting at a 5.11 here, 93 strikeouts and 73 earned runs for Canning on the season. Chris Sale has not picked up a win or a loss in his last 5 starts. Last start being against the San Francisco Giants, where he went 7 innings of work, 3 hits, and no earned runs. Still a great line there. Just obviously, this Atlanta Braves team has been struggling offensively to produce runs here as of late. Then Griffin Canning, his last start was against the Nationals, where he went 7 innings of work, 8 hits, and 4 earned runs. Didn't pick up a win or a loss, and didn't allow a run in the first inning. Canning has been great in the first inning. With the offensive struggles as of late for this Braves team, I think Griffin Canning will absolutely shut down this Braves lineup early in this ball game. And Chris Sale has been looking fantastic. Even though he hasn't got a win or a loss in his last 5 starts, I think he comes out here and absolutely shoves against the Angels. That's why in game number 3 between the Atlanta Braves and the Los Angeles Angels, we are smacking the NRFI. No runs first inning. Let's take a recap of the games I've selected for you today. Game number 1 between the Washington Nationals and the Philadelphia Phillies. We're smacking the YRFI. Yes, runs first inning. Game number 2 between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Chicago Cubs. We are smacking the NRFI. No runs first inning. In our third and final game between the Atlanta Braves and the Los Angeles Angels, we are smacking the NRFI. No runs first inning. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Nick Menken with Splash Sports. If you have not done so, smack that like button for me. It helps me out a ton, and it costs you guys none. And make sure to go follow me over on X at Nick Menken for every single one of my plays, any type of updates. And make sure to check those comments, as if these pitchers do make changes, I will update in the comment section. Best of luck and best bets.